what is an innovation ecosystem?
Oh gosh.
And how does one build that?
Yes. Well, you know, this is something that I'm working on right now with my colleagues. And at the end of the book, we ended up talking about two different topics that we thought there's lots more to learn about. One is how do you build these ecosystems, and the other is how do you develop leaders who can do this stuff. Mm-hmm. So an ecosystem really reflects the fact that many of my colleagues have been studying the new alliances or different kinds of alliances we're seeing that companies are having to make because they don't have the expertise inside themselves to do that next thing they know they need to do. So what we begin to look at, for instance, and what you see is even, I don't know, in some ways competitors coming together in joint ventures to create that thing so that they're not cannibalized because somebody else is going to do it to them. I mean, we see lots of these joint ventures like between EMC and Cisco and VMware. They all came together to create a whole nother business, that VCE, that frankly was going to eat in all of their businesses because they knew it was going to happen. It's about the cloud. So you don't, we got to do things differently. So what we wanted to do was to begin to study these ecosystems. And so we ended up looking at San Diego. And what San Diego has been a place that many people feel is there's been a lot of innovation there, particularly around biotechnology. And I think nanotechnology as well. But what we looked at is sort of the hub of that is the university. The University of California, San Diego plays an important role in doing some basic research that is then used by a number of the private sector, the companies in the area to get certain things done in different kinds of partnerships. So you're seeing both private partnerships, public-private partnerships. We're now studying 3 governments that are trying to build ecosystems in certain areas that they think are very important to their economies. Again, where it's not just about one company or one organization, it may be even across sectors having to come together to solve. One example is to look at the brain and understand the brain, just like what happened with DNA and the sequencing of DNA. There's been a challenge put together, we have Alzheimer's, we have lots of things going on to bring together government, private sector, universities to try to crack what's going on with the brain and how the brain works. It's a big collaboration. Needless to say, not one party can do it. There are also these ecosystems being built around different cancers. So one university, one scientist is not going to be able to get that done. Can't we build a more active community of cancer researchers who are looking at breast cancer, for instance, but not just the biologists, but also bring in the nanotechnologists because of personalized medicine, bring in the people, the computer scientists. So you need to bring in, again, diverse expertise to address a problem that we obviously hope they solve quickly. But I think how you lead those, we just began to explore that a little bit. We have a lot more learning, and other people are studying this question too. They're not looking so much at the leadership. Again, leadership is kind of being left out a bit, but they're looking more at the structures and the governance, how you govern these things, and we're trying to look at what are these individuals like that actually can put this stuff together. And we're just now beginning to collect information on that. And we collected some, but it was in the epilogue part of the book when you feel like we're just starting out and exploring, but now we're really looking at it in some depth.